Alright guys, welcome to whatever the case may be, my new hot takes segment in the style of Chewy89, my favorite hot takes boy on YouTube. And I'm going to have even hotter takes and try to race him to finishing this video. We'll see how I do. So Rhino's cards came out today, so I thought it'd be a perfect time to talk about Rhino. I've had quite a few games with Rhino, almost entirely in foes because I'm not really a CS player, but I've been very impressed. Rhino came out. I didn't think he was super impressive. I thought he was kind of very basic, and reading his card, he doesn't seem that strong, and he seems like kind of an average, very vanilla piece. There's not a lot of exciting design elements on him. And boy howdy, could not have been more wrong. Rhino's kind of wild. So first of all, this is one of the fastest models in the game. There are several instances based on access to power that he is faster than Juggernaut. And faster than, somebody who just double long moves. He goes very far, like incredibly fast. The range 3 attack that places one on a large base, when you attack a small base, that makes you move farther than long. That's a very far away. This is like one of the farthest teleports in the game. Also, it's incredibly efficient. It's a movement and an attack for a single action. So if you wanted to go over there, now you don't have a choice, but if you wanted to go over there, it's like 2 actions in 1. It's hyper efficient. He has Stampede, which a lot of people have equated to Juggernaut's Slide. It's actually more similar to Miles' Web Swing. It gives you 2 dice. It moves you about as far as Web Swing. It's a little bit shorter, but he has a bigger base, so it ends up being a little bit farther. Really strong. And I don't know how much you guys have played Miles, but Miles' Web Swing is very much balanced around him having a 4-dice strike, because that ability would be broken on a lot of models. Web Swing, very strong ability. It's even better here. I think Stampede is really, really good. And then his other damage increasing ability is he has a size 4 medium throw for 3 power. The efficiency on that is really good. Like, the most efficient throws in the game are things like Vision's Throw, which is throw medium, size 3 or less for 2. So you get 1 more size for 1 more power. Seems really good when compared to one of the best throws in the game. He has Aggressive, which is situationally useful, but having played Shield a lot, I think people undervalue how good Aggressive is. I think the real key is that AMG is not building models that rely on Aggressive now to have their mobility. This guy is super fast outside of Aggressive, and then he has Aggressive on top. Ornery is very similar to Sin's ability, where if she gets attacked and damaged, she gets an extra power. Rhino has the same ability, but it's wildly different on Rhino, because Rhino doesn't have 4 hit points. He has 7 hit points, and he reduces all damage by 1 to a minimum of 1. Very rarely is he ever attacked and doesn't get 2 power from the attack. This makes this guy just like hemorrhage power. Like, he's so flush. Okay, so where does Rhino fit in the meta? So I haven't played him a lot in CS, but I assume that he will be in CS, and I'm terrified of what CS looks like with a Kingpin leader, your first in-faction character being Rhino. I guess your second one would be probably like Hood, and then your first out-of-faction splash is something like Juggernaut. Like, that's a tanky team. That's damage reduction on every model. That's healing. That's, like, none of those models are slouches when it comes to damage, at least within their point cost. That's pretty darn scary. And now they'll be crazy mobile. Cool. In foes, he fixes a bunch of foes issues. First of all, he has access to a lot of power. Almost every foe struggles with their power economy. Doc Ock is starved for power, and he's probably one of the best off. Mysterio's starved for power. Goblin's starved for power. Lizard's starved for power. Venom, while not starved for power, can, always wants more than he can possibly get his hands on. And that's kind of true across all of the foes. The foes can all drop 6 or 7 power every turn, and they can't generate anywhere near that amount. Rhino can. Rhino, he takes damage, and he gets 1 more than the damage he's dealt, and often the amount of damage he's dealt is 1. Because of how his damage reduction works, and his defensive stats, while not amazing, aren't complete trash. And then 2, him being so fast lets you play kind of slower models. So I've been playing a lot of Mysterio in foes, mostly because the reason that I play foes is Mysterio is my favorite character in the game. So with that being said, I've been playing a lot of it, and him being so fast and able to run around and kind of chase down objective runners or go hit outside flips or whatever the case may be. Foes really like that because they just don't have a piece this fast. Like, they topped out at medium base, medium move, and now having something that's this insanely fast lets them play their slower models without having to worry about chasing people down. I think he's a big deal for foes. Lastly, I think the other thing he does for foes is I think Smash is just core for foes now. That whole faction is like size 3. It's like the characters that aren't size 3 are like Kraven and Mysterio. I don't know about you guys, but I don't play Kraven. I've tried. A lot of people have been having success with him. I think he's interesting in like Midnight Suns, but not in foes. I don't play Kraven, and Mysterio's fine without Smash. That's okay. But every other character is pretty silly with Smash. Especially Rhino, who can smash a size 3 because he's size 4, giving him 3 extra dice, so having a turn that looks like 8 dice strike, 10 dice strike, throw a size 4 is pretty crazy. I'm going to do another Spider Foes video. I'm going to do an update to my Spider Foes roster, and we'll talk more about that, but I also think Smash is really interesting for what foes want to splash now. I think, man, I'm just so over the moon with Rhino. I can't believe it. And he's fun to play. He like reads so boring. He's really fun to play. So today we got the cards, and we got Brace for Impact reprint. You can't see the art super well because of like the white gloss on it, but seems good. Who doesn't love a Brace for Impact reprint? It's good to know that the card's not going anywhere. I wish AMG had made, like the core cards just never rotate. But I also really like having a foes-themed brace, which is kind of fun. And I'm sure CS players will feel the same. Rhino in a China shop, I think, isn't going to see a ton of play, isn't like super practical, but like you can do wild things like Mandalorian Orange in our Discord today came up with. So if you play all 5 tactics cards, you around a big China shop play, you can. Oh, sorry. I guess I should read China shop, right? The next attack. So he can play the card at the beginning of his activation, which is a very narrow window. He can't go get the power for it. He has to play it right away, and then adds dice equal to the combined size of all terrain features destroyed this activation. And then at the end of the activation, Rhino suffers 2 damage. The play here is you use Smash on a size 3 to give him 3 bonus dice. You throw a size 4 into a size 3 with his actual throw. Then you're also playing Juggernaut, and you play Do You Know Who I Am to throw a size 4 into a size 3. And then you use Robbery, the next card, to throw a Sentinel into a size 4. And then you face me someone to have Goblin Trick or Treat a size 3. Slide into a size 2 with Rhino's travel thing. And that gives you 37 dice. It's Magical Christmas Land. It's very Helios Lasery, but also it's 5 tactics cards for 1 37 dice strike. I think China Shop is cool and fits their like really narrative gameplay where like Rhino runs in, smashes everything, and then gets to make a big dice attack. I don't think it's going to see play competitively, but it is cute. However, this is a robbery, or this is a Rhinobbery, is pretty nuts. During Rhino's activation, spends 2 power to play the card. Choose an enemy character within 1. If they're holding an objective token, the character drops the objective token, then Rhino throws the chosen character medium. No size restriction on this. This is bananas. Like, even if we just think about like the most basic version of this, someone holding a 1-point objective, standing on a 1-point objective, Rhino slides over there, steals their objective, and throws them off the objective point. It's like a 4-point swing. That's crazy strong. And that's ignoring the damage potential of this. Choose an enemy character within 1 that is holding an objective token. So they have to be holding an objective token in order to use the card. So you can't just use it to throw them off a point. They have to be holding an objective token. So not as good on Researcher. Probably don't play this card on Researcher, as it doesn't do anything. But yeah, this is a wildly strong effect. Rhino has no trouble paying for this card. Rhino routinely activates with tons and tons of power. I think This Is a Robbery is going to be core to foes. And then this also gives foes a lot of control over objectives or extracts through tactics cards, which I think is kind of fun, like having both This Is a Robbery and Well-Laid Plans, and you can just go on some of the most fun extract heists you've ever seen. So overall, I think Rhino is going to see a ton of play in his two factions. I'm not sure how much play he's going to see outside of it. I'm not sure where I want to try him out, but the character is very strong. And especially if you can stack him with something that like makes him even tankier, like, spoilers from my foes video, but Dynamo. He gets very hard to kill very fast and makes tons and tons of power and does a whole bunch of damage. I like the character a lot. But what do you guys think? You let me know in the comments down below, or whatever the case may be, and I will catch you guys next time.